Welcome to Training Tuesday. Mhm. Welcome to Training Tuesday. We're going to talk about our junior golf tournament, and we have a legend that's going to teach it to us today. He's a 20-year junior golf chair, and he has shown a commitment to serving our youth with this golf tournament. So he's going to be able to tell us a whole lot of things about golf. He's from Canton, Georgia. He also attended church in Canton. He lived with his wife and two children in Canton. He's part of the Canton Optimist Club, and he just knows all about golf. So we are excited to have Mr. Tom Brombeloe to teach us all about golf and all the things that we can do to help our junior golf tournament. So, Mr. Tom, it's on you.
All right. Thanks, Rufus. And thank you all for joining, and thank you all for viewing the recording later. What I'm going to do is go through our website that we have for junior golf, where I think almost anything and everything you could think of is on there. But you that are on here tonight, if you have a question about junior golf, or you come up with a question you think a new member might have, just shout out and I'll try to answer it then during the presentation, because I know most of you guys have heard presentations on junior golf before, so you may hear it, but I want to get new optimists involved, or longtime optimists that have never touched junior golf. I'd like to get them involved. It's a fun thing to work with. I think it's more fun than oratorical and essay for sure. So if you come up with a question, just throw it out there. But our website, I'll show it to you somewhere later and you'll see it. I'm not going to give you the website right here, but I'm on the homepage now, and the tournament is going to be at Canongate in Sharpsburg. That's down 85 southwest of Atlanta, before you get to Noonan. And it's on a Thursday, and it's, again, boys and girls, 10 to 18. And right on the homepage, we've got a way that you optimists and your optimist clubs can sponsor a golfer, either to our tournament or to the international tournament. Really, all the money goes into one bucket, and we pay expenses out of it. So the Canton Optimist Club has a 501c3 foundation, and I have learned that most of the district chairs for junior golf, they handle the money. The money doesn't really go through the district at all. They just raise the money, they spend the money. And so that's what I've been doing for a long time. Let's see, I've got something posted on here about the scholarship opportunity. So there are 5 $1,000 scholarship available based on scholastic achievement or community service that the kids can apply for with an essay. And that's coming up. If you know any golfers in the district, they've got about a week to get that essay done and get it submitted. And this is for OI does these scholarships. That's not a district thing. Okay. And then got some pictures down here from the winners last year, and we got a link to the Facebook page on here that there's more interaction that the kids and the parents can do. They can ask questions on the Facebook page. Optimists can ask questions on the Facebook page, but anybody can always email or call me. You'll see my info in a while. But this might have been Canongate before, and there's a cool video on here that the kids can see. I'm going to come over here to the left. We're going to show you how to contribute, and this about helping our golfers. And I've got some bullets on here that explain what's going on. But our district, we strive to pay $700 for each of our first place winners. So that's $4,900 to go to the tournament in Miami. And so I'm looking to get $100, $150. I had some 200, 300 donations last year from Optimist clubs and from individuals. And they really wait till the last minute, but they come through. But I'm hoping you'll be a little earlier this year if your club can contribute. And I've already had 2 or 3, maybe even 4 people have done that. So if you just click on the link, and I didn't test this today, but I hope it still works. Yes, you can. So it says donate to the Canton Optimist Club Foundation, and you can choose your amount, and you can do PayPal, or you can do it with a credit card or a debit card and do that. So it's very simple. Here's the tournament date and location and details. There's more here than there was on the first screen, but I put this document up here. This is a flyer right here. This maybe it's because I'm presenting. I'm not sure. I can't select it right now, but I can save the image. So you could save this image as a JPEG, and then you could email it to friends and family and parents of golfers. Or what I hope you can find is a golf instructor that has a junior golf academy or has junior golfers that you could share it with. And on this flyer, it tells about the international tournament and the ages and such, but it's got our local information down here. Here's the website, thetinyurl.com, Optimist Golf GA, and it's QR code here. They take a picture of it, and it'll take them right to the website where they can sign up. So I'm just asking you to share that image with anyone interested in junior golf. Again, we show the date and got the map here where it is. And then it tells the age groups and when their birthday would be that they have to flip up possibly to the next age group. There's some frequently asked questions about, can I use a caddy? No. Do I have to walk? Yes. Other things like that. Another fact sheet here about the dates of the international tournament that's down in Miami, because the whole thing doesn't take place in 1 week. It's spread over 3 weeks. So the younger boys and girls come the first week, and the 14, 15-year-olds come second week, and then the olders up to 18 are in the last week. Okay, so we'll go over to registration. Registration is pretty simple. You click here for the registration form. Put in the name, the birth date, emails for parents and the kids, because some of these kids are 10 and 11. They don't really do email that much anymore, so I want to make sure the parent knows. But some of them are 17, 18. They don't want their parents. They don't need their parents anymore for anything, except some money, maybe.
How do you go except for money?
Yeah. But get their address and their city and so on, so on, so on, and then pick their age. And then everybody right now is 100. I'm thinking about, I don't know if this, I was told some of them are over $100. And the international chairperson was before Susan had the role, but suggested that that's a fair price. So I don't know, we might get more kids to do it if we were, say, at $60 or $80. But we use the proceeds for this, that we buy tea gifts for the kids as well. But we have some money left over that goes toward that $4,900 that we need to send our winners to the tournament. But that's the form for registration. And the qualifying information, I got to update this page. I haven't done that, but it shows them the scores. You could win and you still may not qualify. My daughter won it 2 times, but she didn't shoot a good enough score to qualify to go to Florida. And this shows the scores, what they need. And so I'm going to make myself a note here to update I've got to update the tee boxes. And the scores. They probably don't change. And it also shows how many players we can qualify. Sometimes we qualify more than 2 players can go. So even if you don't win first, you can still qualify to go, but you don't get any help from the district. I will try to find local Optimist clubs that might help out a golfer who's a second place or even a first place if they need more funds to go. I don't want to keep any golfer who qualifies, who wants to go, from going to the tournament. I used to could say that I've never had one, but 2 or 3 years ago, we had a girl from Midwest Georgia, somewhere out 20 West, and she qualified, and I could not raise the money to send her, and it just tore me up. But that hasn't happened since. We've been able to raise the money. You guys were really good last year because we had some kids that could not go. And some of those kids that came up to Atlanta, was it last summer or summer before, that spoke? It's all running together for me. But some of them couldn't go, and you guys did a great job coming up to help with them. All right. The tee times, they'll get posted here once we get that far. Contact information's got my phone number and email. And the district description, it just shows who we are. We will have kids come. We've had them come from South Carolina and Florida, Alabama, South Africa, Colombia to play in our tournament because they want to go to the Optimist in Miami because it is a big deal to go down there. There are kids from every continent that is inhabited. There will be golfers coming from Asia and Africa, Europe, from South America. They come from all over. They want to play in this because it is a big deal. And then these are results from last year. Last year, we had 2 kids shot under par. And one of them was the girl that I showed you. She shot 71 in the 10 to 12-year-old group.
Good gracious.
So they were really good. So everything's on here on the website that you might need. But again, to sponsor in your club, click that and you click the donate line and boom, you're in PayPal and you could leave a donation. And I think there's a way you can designate it if you want to put it toward a specific golfer. You can let me know. I think you can add the text in there for that. So I'm going to share on the Facebook page too that you could get if you have a social media person, Albert, you probably know somebody, but in the clubs, if they want to interact with us, they can do that on our Facebook page. They can ask questions or promote. You want to tag a golfer, to come take a look at it, what's going on. Let's see where we're going. And we're going to be at Canongate on Thursday, June 11th. So anything junior golf related. This was some photos I got. This kid played in tournament. He was 9 years old, and he put this card together for us. And he sent me this. And this was last year. And we paid his entry fee. I think the Canton Golf Club sponsored him to play at Cartersville last year. And he tells us this was the first tournament that he'd caddied by himself. But it's cool to get, let me show you something else that I've got in here. I was going to show you, put it on the camera. This boy actually qualified to go to Florida for the tournament. And he put this together for us that when he went, and it's got just a lot of photos of him at the tournament. And he wrote us a nice little note. And this was it was to me, but it was really to the district. So some of the kids, they appreciate what we do for them. And without our help, they would not get to go and play a tournament like this, many of them. I don't know, what kind of questions do you have, or do you think that a new optimist might have? Here's one. How can I get involved? If you would like to be a volunteer on the day of the tournament, you can come out. If you want to spend all day, we'll be there from about 11:30 to dark. And so we set up And usually by 12, we're set up, and then we have lunch. And then the kids start arriving at 1 o'clock because the tea times are staggered. So they'll show up for an hour or two. And we check them in, give them their tea gifts, and make sure they know where to go practice with the range and how the parents can go get a cart if they want to rent a golf cart to ride around to view. But if you can't come and you can't come till mid-afternoon, that works okay. You can help with scoring when the kids start coming in afterwards, because we have scorers that add scores and write it on the score card on the wall and help with the awarding the trophies and such. That's one way to help. But
Tom, you mentioned scholarships are offered by Optimus International. What's required for a kid to get a OI scholarship?
It's based on the essay they put together.
By essay. Okay.
And it also says something about scholastic achievement or community service. I know I've had some of the older boys they attempted it. I don't think they won one, but they did try it over the last few years.
Also, when a kid enters the tournament from Gateway, do they have to be sponsored by a club like we do with the oratorical and the essay? For them to enter and reach this level, a club somewhere has to sponsor.
No, it's open to anybody. It's open to anybody. I mean, they can just, if you want to go in and just pay the entry fee yourself, that's it. You don't have to be even associated with the local club. But it would be nice if a local club could find a golfer to sponsor. But if you can't find one because you're down in, I don't know, I don't want to pick on anybody. So if you're in a remote area and you don't know any golfers, but you'd like to sponsor a golfer, there's a golfer somewhere that could use your assistance. So you could go in and sponsor $100, and that covers the entry fee for one of the golfers. And then I try to get sponsorships from some business. Publix is one. Publix has given me $500 a year for about the last 10 years. I have to go fill out an application and submit it. And yeah, they were sponsoring us before our foundation was built, because they still make the check out to the district. In the last few years, I just submit it to the district, and then they turn around and send me the money back.
Right.
So, but that's the way members could help. But again, if I could get only one thing for Optimus members to do, it probably would not be to contribute. It would be get this flyer out to golf courses where they have junior programs, even if they just let you put it on the bulletin board. But if you could speak to the instructor, and print this out and give it to him. I mean, you could email it to him also, and they can just email it out to all of their junior golfers in their programs to their parents. And if he encourages them to do it, it works. I was successful doing that about 3 years ago, and the guy sent about 24 golfers from his academy that came. So that was just through one contact. He just encouraged all his golfers to come play in it, especially if they're down around Noonan or Peachtree City, or in that vicinity where it's not a long drive for them. It would be an easy thing for them to do. They're probably familiar with the course.
Tom, I have a question.
Okay.
All right. So this is follow up on that OI golf scholarship. You showed us the name of the scholarship on one of your screens. Now, if we click on that that item that says all scholastic, does that go to the scholarship application?
Not yet, it doesn't, but by tomorrow it will.
Okay.
Because here's the junior golf. This is the OI site, and that scholarship is somewhere on here. Yeah, here it is. I'll put the link to this.
Okay.
I'll put this link here over on our site. Oh, that
So
was
Tom, I found it by going to optimus.org and hitting the search button and then typing in golf scholarship.
okay.
And it did bring me to that section where that application is. So
Okay. Could you, I don't know if you have, but could you put, is our district golf site, is there a link to that on the Gateway site?
absolutely.
I thought there was, but in past, but I didn't know if I don't go to it that way.
Of course.
But yeah.
But you go to gatewayoptimist.org, you go to programs, programs and committees for our clubs, programs and committees, and then scroll down and you'll find OI Junior Golf Championship, and you click on that.
Okay. For our clubs here?
Yeah. All right. For our clubs, programs and committees, scroll down, and then you'll find Optimus Junior Golf Championship.
Okay, perfect. So it should be fairly easy for people to find it,
Right.
but I'll add that back to the homepage, that link for the scholarship after we're done. So anybody watching this on the recording, it should be there by then.
Tom, when you hold your tournament like in Spartanburg there, how many kids participate in the tournament in a given year?
Usually we've been in the teens the last few years. That 3 years ago, when I had the instructor that sent his academy or encouraged his academy to go, we were about 25, 30. But I have had 60. So I'm estimating 20 something, but I would love to have more. Yeah. But that's it. And they play, usually we try to play them 3 together, not 4. It goes a little faster that way.
And the registration fee for a kid to enter is how much?
It's $100.
$100.
And that's what I was thinking. I mean, if you guys have some ideas on that, I mean, I use the profit that we make over the expenses that it costs a golfer to help fund the prize money and buy trophies as well, or medallions. When we had more golfers, I had more money come out of that, and I was buying some nice trophies. Let me show you. It's got to be somewhere here. But now they're getting the medallions like this, with the logo on it. There's Tony Bell. He likes to come help me. He said he's coming this year. But I want to show you my trophy. I was so proud of the trophies we used to get. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's some night golf. They go out during the day and set up all these glow sticks. This is down in Florida. I wish we could do something like this, but it would be fun for kids just to do, even if it weren't part of our tournament. But then at night they go out and just have a ball. And I've seen this 3 times when my son went. Oh, here they are checking in. I took 3 boys from Canton up here that all qualified And here they are going into the hotel lobby with their bags and such. But they had a good time. But I want to show you my trophies. There we go. So the big was for first place, and this was second place. And the more money I can get, but my thought process was I'd rather use the money to send a kid to Florida than I would to buy everybody a bigger trophy. So that's why I kind of cut back on the expense for this to go to the medallions and then use the money to send the kids to Florida. But I'd like to be able to do both. I really would. Yeah, this was when before we were Gateway. This photo here. So do you guys have any ideas or insight or about lowering the entry fee? Do you think we might get more kids to make if we had it at $60? I think that's what it was when I first started doing it. That's what we charged, was 60. And I had people tell me, "Oh, you're too low. You should raise that."
Throughout our way, throughout our
Hello, Mr. Bob. So, Mr. Tom, this is all your presentation here.
Yeah, that's that's all the presentation. I just want to take some questions from you now.
Okay, I just want to know, so make sure. So, saying so you can go in the question part now. That's fine.
Right.
Tom, throughout our Gateway, how many clubs are involved or help get a kid in the tournament? I know our club has been involved in the past, and we kept running into problems with school schedules. It's why we couldn't hold a local tournament.
Okay.
But I know we have been a sponsor for you for a number of years. I hope we are again this year.
Yeah, I've stopped sharing. I'm going to try to pull up a spreadsheet here and I can share some with you. And I don't want to show anything I shouldn't, but I've got some. Here we go.
Go ahead. I don't stop recording, so you're good on my side.
Okay.